Stuart almost collapsed. He didn't expect Charlie to be so ruthless. He wanted to use this matter to directly blow up the reputation of old Sue and the entire Sue family. He can already foresee how infamous the Sue family will be once this incident is exposed. This may be a huge catastrophe that the Sue family has not encountered in decades. He subconsciously said, You can't reverse right and wrong like this." Charlie sneered and said, "Are you still worrying about your master now? Don't worry, I will delete the content you just used to excuse Chungfeng old dog, and then publish the video. Then, the reputation of the Sue family will be in the cesspool. You also have a contribution to this." Stuart was ashamed. Charlie ignored him and said to Isaac, "Send these 4 guys secretly to Orville's kennel for strict supervision." Isaac nodded immediately. "Okay, Master, I will urgently call 2 more helicopters and they will be there soon." Charlie said, "Also tell Orville, I will pay him 30 million in cash later. This money will be reserved for him to transform the entire kennel. The scale of the kennel will be expanded, the internal facilities will be strengthened and upgraded, and more importantly, a complete set of underground kennels should be built in the ground of the kennel. His kennel should also be expanded in scale and become an industry. It needs urgent upgrade now." Isaac couldn't help laughing out loud. He understood what Charlie meant. He said it was to upgrade the kennel. In fact, the main reason was that Charlie was sending too many people. If it is not upgraded, there will be more people on the kennel than dogs. So he immediately said, "Okay, young master, I know, I will explain it to Orville later." At this time, another 8 men in black with live ammunition rushed in and came to Isaac's face and said respectfully, "Master." Isaac nodded and hurriedly told them, "You guys, tie up these 4 dogs one by one, take them out, and send them to Orville's kennel first." "Okay, Master." Several people responded and immediately tied Stuart and other people like a grasshopper and led them out. Except Isaac, everyone else left the tunnel. Charlie had already arrived at the Rolls-Royce car at this time. Seeing Ziyu and Leona, who were in a coma due to serious injuries in the car, he sighed helplessly. Isaac sighed when he heard him, and hurriedly stepped forward and asked, "Master, are you sighing because the 2 of them could not be saved?" Charlie shook his head. "I sigh because they still can be saved." Isaac asked puzzledly, "Master, since they can be saved, why do you still sigh?" Charlie sighed, "Hey, I sigh because I wanted to save Ziyu again. This is the 2nd time I saved her life." Charlie said again, "I saved her twice, saved her brother once, saved her half-sister once, Zin that bastard. There are 3 children in total. 3 children and mother saved 4 times. You say, what the H3LL is this?" Isaac also said helplessly, "Master, I believe you must also feel that the crime is not as good as your children. Although the older generation of the Sue family is not a good thing, Ziyu is indeed different from them." Charlie shook his head. "I actually have no contact with her, and I don't know much about it. I don't have any idea whether she is the same as Chungfeng and Zin." Isaac said earnestly, "Master, Ziyu has a good reputation in the city. She is talented and extremely studious, and she is humble. She has never put on the airs of a rich 2nd generation. As sus parents' granddaughter's identity has bullied anyone, you can save her." Charlie nodded. "I hope so." As he said, he took out a rejuvenating pill from his pocket, divided it into 2, and stuffed it into the mouths of the mother and daughter respectively. The mother and daughter were already about to run out of oil, but as half of the rejuvenating pills were taken in, their bodies immediately began to recover quickly. Charlie felt that the aura of the 2 became stronger and stronger, and he was also felt relieved. At this time, Isaac on the side asked, "Master, what should we do now? Should we just let them leave after they recover, or?" Charlie waved his hand. "If they are allowed to leave here unharmed and enter the public's field of vision directly, the video I just filmed will be meaningless. As long as they are alive, and are not dead, there will be nothing serious. Then, in the eyes of ordinary people, the Sue family will not be that evil anymore. After that, Charlie said again, "Let's take them to your hotel and put them under house arrest. Just like Ruoli, they can enjoy the life, but they must not be allowed to communicate with the outside world or leave the room for half a step." Okay, Isaac nodded and asked, "Then how can I get them out?" Charlie didn't say a word, leaned down, and forced his hands to squeeze the backrests of the 2 rows of seats that were squeezing the mother and daughter apart. As soon as Isaac came up, he was blinded, and then he came back to his senses. He laughed at himself. It's really rare to see how weird it is. When the young master led the sky to destroy the 8 heavenly kings of the Wu family in Chongbai Mountain, it was like a miracle. What's more, when Isaac laughed at herself, Charlie had already pushed away the seats that the mother and daughter were squeezed back and forth. Afterwards, he first took Leona out of it, carefully placed her on the ground by the tunnel, and then returned to take Ziyu out. At this time, Ziyu was in a very chaotic state. In this chaos, her brain still functions normally, but it has almost disconnected from the outside world. Her world is already in darkness, only thinking is left. And her whole person's thinking has also been completely immersed in her own consciousness. She vaguely remembered that just before she was in a coma, she heard someone talking, and it seemed that someone else appeared here. Moreover, she felt that the voice seemed familiar. That voice seems to be exactly the same as the voice she heard when her brother and she were kidnapped in Japan and were almost killed, and the master of that voice is the benefactor they have been searching for. However, before I closed my eyes, my consciousness was blurred, and I couldn't determine if I had auditory hallucinations. After all, my benefactor's voice circulates in my mind every day. It is normal to have auditory hallucinations in an emergency. Think about it now. The master grandfather was looking for at the time is really accurate. He said that my benefactor's lifestyle is too hard, and I shouldn't continue to look for my benefactor, otherwise it will only be moths fighting the fire. It seems that it is not just talking, it's just that I'm about to die in this city, but I still haven't had a chance to find my benefactor. God, let me the moths fly to the fire. Don't you even give me a chance to see a fire? Think about it now, she is really unwilling to die here so fruitlessly. Just when Ziyu's thoughts were unwilling to her immediate death, she suddenly felt that her body that had lost contact seemed to have some feeling. Immediately afterwards, she felt that someone put their hands under her armpits, pulling her body up. At this moment, she felt panic and uneasy, because she didn't know what was going on, and she couldn't tell whether the feeling was real or illusory. She even felt that this might be her soul, trying to leave her body. At this moment, she tried her best to open her eyes. After several efforts, she finally noticed a ray of light in the endless darkness. Vaguely, she saw a man's face. She was surprised and happy in her heart, concentrated all her strength on her eyelids, and worked hard to open them. In the next second, a face of longing and thinking suddenly appeared in her eyes. At this moment, Ziyu couldn't help exclaiming in her heart, "It's him, it's really him."